Welcome back, folks, to the Lights Head online video show. This show is sponsored by Keystone Technologies. Go to KEYSTONETECH.com, baby. KeystoneTech.com. Hey, Greg.
How are you doing?
Are you ready for some light made easy?
Always. Anytime it's easy, it's nice for me. I like to get it easy and then sell more of it. That's what it's all about.
That's what it's all about.
Today, what I want to talk to you about before you ask me what I want to talk to you about, I'm just going to tell you, is outdoor lighting with controls. Have you ever sold a project with, sorry, I should define what I mean by controls. A photo cell is a control. I get that. But I'm talking a sensor. A sensor. Let's define that. Have you sold any outdoor projects, LED lighting projects with a occupancy sensor?
Yes, but not a. We have some proposals out for addressable, but we haven't sold any yet.
Okay. And have you done them with an occupancy sensor on like a pole light?
Yep.
Tell me about it. How did it work?
It wasn't our recommendation. It was what the client wanted. And it's like a Bilevel thing. So the light fixture, people go in the parking lot, the lights come to full, and then if no one's in the space for 10 minutes or whatever, they go back down to a lower light level. I'm not a big fan of this. You see it a lot at gas stations, and I don't know. I don't know how I feel about it specifically. What about you?
Yeah, so I did one project, a couple of years ago, maybe even a year, maybe 2 years ago now, that the customer demanded and wanted occupancy controls where the lights were at 10% output and then on motion and went up to 100. Okay, by nature, that sounds good. You'll save that 90% in energy and everything that goes along with it. When you do this in the winter, at least in Minnesota, the winter is very different than the summer. In the winter, it's white. In the summer, it's green. And what does green mean? Things are growing. Trees, leaves, things that sensors actually pick up. Whether they say they do or not, they do. And in this instance, all of a sudden, tree branches are growing to the point where they're tripping the sensor. And they're tripping them all night long, and they're staying on at 100%, which defeats the purpose of the sensor. So now you get a customer who's upset that he's not getting the energy savings he wanted because the occupancy sensors aren't working because he has trees that are in the way of the occupancy sensors.
The wind is blowing the branches of the trees, which is
causing... they're far enough away where you wouldn't think it would be an issue, but yes. In the summer, the trees are coming out, they're growing further, the leaves are coming, and now the motion of that is tripping the sensors. So that's one issue. Another issue is vibration in the poles. If the pole, a lot of poles have vibration, and it can't always be seen, but the poles are constantly moving. A little bit of wind, they move even more. That trips the sensors. So you save your energy when you go from a metal halide to an LED. Sure, that's great. You cut the energy 75%. Now you want to get cute and start doing controls.
Cute. That's a good way to put it. It is kind of cute in a way. It is kind of like getting cute. It's like when somebody, I did a lot of parking garages, which is very similar to this. Okay, I did lots back before the LED thing, 2008, with program start ballast and all this sort of stuff. And by the way, program start ballast burn out light bulbs like crazy too. It's not just the instant starts.
Absolutely.
Okay, like this idea that program, I think it might be worse than instant start actually on old fluorescent. This is like for legacy guys to laugh about, look back and laugh. But I remember with program start, you don't have any burnouts. It's like I did lots of program start and I had tons of burnouts. I think more than instant start. So, but anyway, turning off lights off and on and dimming lights up and down is I don't care what anybody says, it's a problem that needs to be managed. Like, it's not something that's just, we just turn it off and on 50 times a day and there's no problem. Like, I don't know. The other thing is like getting cute with it. It's like, we just put a sensor on the end of the fixture in the garage. And then when someone walks over there, it comes on. That's getting cute to me.
And like, what is a lot of outdoor? A lot of outdoor lighting is for security purposes.
Sure.
The idea that it's going to fend off people because it turns on, I get that. But if I'm going, or maybe not me, but if somebody's going into a parking lot that looks dark, they might not go into that parking lot. If it's at a store, they might be turned off by that. Sure, the light will go bright when they get near it, but if you see it from a distance as dark and you don't know that it's going to turn on, that can be a safety concern. And think about somebody who's in the building and their car's at the far end of the lot, and they look out the door and they can barely see their car because it's 10% light. Now they're scared. They don't want to do that. Outdoor lighting is for safety, is for security, is to be able to see at night when you can't see otherwise. Quick, getting cute with the controls. That's my thought.
I it's a tough nut to crack because a lot of these parking lots are way overlit too, though.
That's true. Well, then just go a lower wattage LED.
I know, but it's like a lot of them are way overlit. So I don't, and some of them come with the sensor on board too. You see some manufacturers coming out with the aux sensor on board and the shoebox fixture. And it's I don't know if I'm not going to say it's only going to get worse because I don't know if that's the right way to put it, but with LED it makes it a lot easier to dim and to turn off and on. Like HID you couldn't do this with, right? So it's going to become more and more popular. I don't know if it's a great idea. And I also believe that once you get into multiple switching of a light source, which is very expensive to maintain, I think all of your savings are going to be evaporated into maintenance because it's going to burn the fixture out faster, for sure. I don't care what anybody says. That power up and power down and power up and power down, or off on, whatever, 20 times a day, 10 times a day, that's going to affect the life of the light source. I don't care what anyone says. Nobody can tell me that at home.
Yeah, the driver is going to have issues. The sensor, there's other components that you have to worry about too when you implement this in a fixture.
Yeah.
So now your fixture's not doing what you want it to do. Is it the sensor? Is it the driver? What is it? And there's all these different
another point of failure.
It's
just another point of failure, right? Yeah. So I would say if someone asked me, I would say let's just get the light levels right, and then at the right energy level, and we're going to go from there. That would be my opinion.
You're reducing the energy by 70%. How about that, bud? And you're getting better light. Want to live with that? Or do you want to cut that additional 5% and save $20 a year?
All lighting guys that have been in the trenches for a long time, they all look at controls and they say, man, should I even present this?
Yeah.
It's like,
I mean, you think about it, it introduces complexity, as we've talked about on the show. And as a side note, and not really outdoor related, in my own office here, I have color changing lights that are on sensors and, getting cute, right?
Sure.
How often do I change the colors? Never. But I have the capability. And so what happens? One day our power surge failed. Then I come into my office, and my office is at 6,500 Kelvin. I'm like, no, it's not going to work. But it's a gateway issue. Where's the gateway? Oh, you got to get it from Chicago, and it's going to take 2 days. So I'm going to have 6,500 Kelvin for 2 days. Yeah.
What's a gateway issue? Tell me about that. What's that one?
Well, that's what controls all the lighting system.
So something
the
blew
gateway
out?
that goes to the internet. Yeah, it fried the gateway. So now our office was at 6,500 Kelvin for 2 days, and I sell lighting every day. It's the worst, but controls can do that for you. But you can also
at least the lights are on. At least the lights are on.
That's true. I'd rather had them off, actually. There's a bit of that.
Yeah. I mean, you know what? This is where, and I talk about how much I love Li-Fi and all that sort of stuff, but getting cute, buddy. This has been Light Dead Online Video Show, sponsored by Keystone Technologies. Go to KEYSTONETECH.com. Josh Brown is cute.